Nancy Matheny here, coming to you from the O'Neill Center. We're not open for guests, but we are opening to help you come into your living rooms. So today we're going to talk about something that you've probably been doing for 40, 50, 60, maybe 80 or 90 years. You've been walking, but have you been mindfully walking? We're going to start out, and we'll do several of these series, adding more thought to your walks every day. The first thing you want to do is remember how to breathe. When you breathe, you want to breathe in your nose and out your mouth. Nice and slow, almost like you're blowing out your birthday candles. So it would be in your nose, feel your belly expand, and out your mouth. The first phase of mindful walking, I want you to look at your feet. And if you're just standing there watching me, you may look down at your feet and both of them, where are they pointing? One's pointing over to my left, one's pointing to my right. Well, that's not the direction I want to go. I want to go straight. So I need to pick up my feet and place them straight. Your feet need to be where you are going. Once you are conscious of that, it is so obvious when you watch other people walk, you'll look at their feet all the time and say, oh my gosh, they're going to have hip problems, they're going to have knee problems. Because if your legs are not in line with your hip, you're putting torque on your knees and your hips that's not necessary. If your feet are in the direction that you're going to walk, they're going to be better. Now you wanted your feet about a fifth width apart. They don't have to be your shoulder width apart, just your fifth. If you have a line on your kitchen floor, and I hope you're standing on something sturdy or safe, carpet or kitchen floor tiles, just nothing that's going to move on you while you're moving, okay? You can always, I like tiles because you can see a line in the tiles. When you walk, you're going to want to make sure that your feet are going in the direction that you're walking each time. And they're not going to cross over, you're not going to walk like this and try to balance. But you are going to walk so that they are up against each other every time, that they are just moving easy. A lot of people think the wider, the longer my stride, the faster I can walk. Not so. You can walk faster with a shorter stride. And that's what we're going to talk about, all kinds of things on this. We have several things for posture, and that's the main key. I'm going to stand sideways to you, and what your mother always used to tell you, stand up straight. And what'd you do? You threw your shoulders out and stood up straight at attention. Well, are my shoulders anywhere near being aligned with my hip, my feet, my ankles? No. So your upper body doesn't need to be back. It actually needs to be slightly forward. Those two things alone will help you walk and get you moving in the direction you want to go. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, because while in between these classes, I want you to try to practice walking. Hopefully you're able to get outside and walk when it's nice on a safe, flat surface. Parking lots, just walk around your parking lot. If you're in an apartment building, walk around the parking lot. Try not to do elevations up and down. Try to walk on a level surface. Get your feet in line. Take a look. And sometimes while you're walking, just stop and look. It's easy to have your feet slide back out. So keep those feet facing the direction you want to go. You want your hips a little, your shoulders a little bit forward. Relaxed shoulders. Your knees are relaxed. They're not locked up tight. We're not like a marching soldier. But the key portion of this to walk without pain to your knees and your ankles and your hips is to use this large muscle right here. You're not going to push your foot off the floor by pushing and walking. You're going to lift your leg with using this muscle. So if you practice, you can feel the difference. It looks like a march or a stepping. Your foot, ankle they just dangle when they're not flat. You just kind of peel your foot off and you use this part of your leg to lift your leg. You'll notice that when you're walking, your knees are going to come up a little bit more so than when you just normally walk, because your knees are usually down and you're pushing your weight off of your feet. We don't want to have your feet working hard. We don't want that pressure on your knees. So we want to use the muscle that's the most developed and the strongest and the biggest one in your body. So you are going to kind of lift your foot up like you're marching. You may feel strange. You may think people are looking at you while you're doing it. Doesn't matter. Just slowly walk and take your time and walk. Stop, look at your feet every once in a while, check your shoulders. Now, so that the shoulders are a little forward, your torso, your whole body is a little forward. Now, when someone says to you, walk toward me, or you start to take your first step, do you just step out with your foot? Sure. Say walk forward. You lead with your foot. We're going to lead with your chest because we want your chest to be forward to begin with. So you say take a step. See how I slightly leaned into it? And that way my shoulders are over my hips and my feet are behind me. Let me do that sideways for you so you can see. When I take my first step, I'm not stepping my foot out. I'm leaning my shoulders and going. That way my feet are behind me when I'm walking. I know I have to stay in the camera view, so I can't keep walking around the room. But you lean forward and then walk. You will be surprised how much that makes you walk faster. Your stride doesn't need to be bigger, just comfortable, probably shorter than what you're used to. And you'll find out, because you're leading with your chest, this is the bulk of your body weight. Your weight's not on your foot. You're going to naturally move faster. And you're going to think, wow, I'm really walking fast. I didn't even think about it. Because you don't. You don't have to think about that when you're using the proper mechanics. Remember, feet straight in the direction you want to go, hips over your ankles, shoulders slightly forward. Now your head. You want to naturally look down to make sure that you're walking, not going to trip over something, a crack in the sidewalk or something. But you do want to do that. But you should have a little bit of a peripheral vision anyway. So what you want to kind of look for is something in front of you. Oh, I'm going to walk toward that tree or walk toward that parked car. Have something in your vision forward in front of you so that your head stays straight. There's a little formula. Taking your 3 fingers, putting your thumb and your middle finger on your collarbone, resting your chin on your index finger. That is where my head should be. Not out like a little turtle, not scrunched back, but raised from the crown and right to there. So that's a good posture for your head, your neck, your shoulders are leaned forward, your legs and your hip. Everything's aligned. So you're ready to take your first step. You're ready to go outside. Get yourself relaxed. Warm up before you go out to walk. You want to start getting those muscles warmed up a little bit. So you want to take some ankle circles, 3 or 4 clockwise, 3 or 4 counterclockwise. And always do the left to the right, right foot first or left, whichever your dominant is, and then counterclockwise. That is actually rolling your ankle, even though your whole leg is moving. Now, your knee warm-ups are together. You're scratched down just a little bit more, and you're actually rolling your knees. The fun one is your hips, of course, because it's like a hula dance. So you want to push your hips forward, side, back, and back to the side. So you're going to hula. But what you want to do is keep those shoulders straight. That's hard. Most people want to do this. We want to keep your shoulders. If you're doing it in front of a mirror, that helps. Or you can cross your arms. So I kind of make myself hold my shoulders still while my hips are turning, not my shoulders. And of course, doing those both directions. So you want to do those before you walk. And then you go out, get yourself positioned. Make yourself be conscious of your position. Take some nice deep breaths. Remembering when you take that first step, you're going to lead with your shoulders and you're going to walk. Your arms are just going to hang and swing gently beside you. We don't need to power pump. That's just wasted energy. It's not going to make you walk any faster or build any other muscles. So let your arms relax and then take your first step. Now, as you're walking, you can always stop and refresh, check your body, check your posture. We're going to work on a few other things in the future, but for today and this week, I want you to concentrate on your feet. That's the most important thing. After you've walked and you've come back, You can stretch your legs again. Stretch. We don't do stretching before we walk because your muscles are cold. If you stretch a cold muscle, it's just going to snap back. So you want to stretch warm muscles. We want to get our joints moving before we walk, but afterward is when you want to stretch. So you can always stretch your arms over your head. You can stretch your sides. Stretch your legs afterwards. These are nice, slow stretches for after you walk. Remember, before you walk, you want your joints loosened up. Okay? So have fun today. Get out and walk. And even if you don't have a parking lot or a space that you're allowed to get out of your apartment, you can walk around your apartment. Walk around the living room. Walk around the counterclockwise. Kitchens. Walk the whole loop of the house if you need to. So have fun, walk, and watch your feet. And I can guarantee you're going to watch other people's feet too. Thank you.